Welcome to Save As Ability, a podcast to educate and inform you about disability employment issues. My name is David Darkangelo, and I'm your disability policy expert.
Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of Save As Ability. And I want to thank you. We continue to build our audience. I think as you see or view this episode on YouTube, we're going to be past 2,000 subscribers. So big thumbs up for that. And if you can continue to help us grow the channel by subscribing, liking, comment, sharing, all of that stuff, it really does help us keep great content flowing for you. And we have a guest today, a great guest. We want to welcome in Allie Green. Allie, welcome.
Thank you, David. Thank you for having me.
Allie is a senior manager at Salesforce and really an accessibility champion. And Salesforce does such a great job. I think it was a few episodes back, we had Mike Hess, who does a good amount of work with Salesforce. That's how we got introduced to Allie. And, in my previous life as commissioner, really the work that we saw Salesforce doing for people with visual impairments and blindness and the level of access that they provide. So you're a natural fit here, Allie. So tell us what's going on in your world for our viewers here at Save As Ability.
Sure. So I can do a quick little intro. So my name's Allie. I am the Senior Manager of Workforce and Technical Program Strategy at Salesforce, leading our Workforce Navigators program within the Office of Accessibility. I myself am a certified Salesforce Admin, passionate about building inclusive and accessible career pathways through tech and workforce programs. I reside in New Jersey. I work remotely. And I've been at the company for a little bit over 3 years now. So
excellent. Well, that's great. And I guess there's a couple of different things we can talk about then. One, internal to Salesforce, you can give us a little overview, because really I view it as best practices that are being done within the corporate structure of Salesforce to bring people with disabilities into the organization. But then too, about the product itself and how, just mainstream users out there using Salesforce products can interact with it. So whichever one you want to start with, Allie.
Yeah, definitely. I think we can start a little bit about how we operate internally using our hub and spoke model within the Office of Accessibility, and how we use that to empower people with disabilities both inside and outside of our walls. So like I mentioned, we work off of the hub and spoke model to maximize the impact of our programs. And so we partner with teams across the company, such as strategic events or real estate, to ensure accessibility is always a part of the conversation.
Now, give our audience an idea of the scale of Salesforce. How many individuals are we talking about? How many full-time employees?
We have a lot. I believe it's close to 10,000.
Wow.
Don't get
So
me
it's
the exact
big.
number, but it's big, yes.
And it's all over the world, I would imagine, too.
Yes, are worldwide, correct.
So this is a big multinational company with a lot of employees making efforts here. So continue. I think we wanted to talk about what? It's everything from mentoring and interning to the whole onboarding process.
Exactly. So the way that we operate through the hub and spoke model is our hub is our Office of Accessibility. And that hub provides guidelines, best practices, training. We work with product accessibility teams for reviews and audits, and partnerships with business resource groups such as Ability Force to make sure that, again, accessibility is part of everyday decision making. And so within the OOA, we're kind of divided out into 4 different teams. So we have our customer experience and digital accessibility team, our Workforce Navigators team, disabilities at work, and communications and enablement.
Wow, that's robust. So it's not just one channel there. You got a bunch of different things.
Yeah. And to touch on, so my team, the Workforce Navigators, we partner with key organizations to create workforce development programs that upskill people with disabilities throughout the Salesforce ecosystem. So one of our bigger partners is Mike from the Blind Institute of Technology, who you've met a couple weeks ago. And we, through that program, they get trained, get certified, and then ideally we'd want to help them find a job. And so the Workforce Navigators program also offers things such as mentorship programs, guest speaker series, scholarship programs, to our training programs, certification vouchers, and a whole lot more. And then going into our next team, which is our customer experience and digital accessibility team. So we making sure that our internal tools, documentation, and resources are accessible to all employees through our digital accessibility reviews. We also work with event leaders and hosts to ensure events and experiences for accessibility for both small and large events, such as Dreamforce, are in play. So we offer cited guides at our events, interpreting and captioning services, disability help desk, quiet zones. There's a whole lot more. I'm not going to go into every single detail, but we
The
offer a
whole
lot.
gamut of or spectrum of disability.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's
Yep.
great. And I'm curious there, Allie, on that point. So does it ever happen that the things you're working on internally, like you start beta testing those and maybe then bring those outside to your larger products that go to the world, that go out to the world?
We do. We have a product accessibility team that focuses on product accessibility specifically and making sure our products are accessible to everyone using them. I personally do not, I don't reside on that team, but we do have a team that specializes on that.
Yeah,
Yes,
that really is a best practice and it's ideal
exactly.
situation. It's so authentic and really then that lived experience comes through in the product. So, all right,
Totally.
tell us then a little bit about these larger products and what we're talking about. I was surprised to learn from Mike, excuse me, that Salesforce has become the largest AI company.
It is. Yeah. We have Agent Force now, making it big throughout all of our headlines. We definitely incorporate a lot of AI in our day-to-day work. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really making it so much more accessible, these platforms, so much more accessible for people with visual impairments, but other disabilities as well. Maybe you can speak a little bit to that. And because some of the other products you go try to use, they're just not really accessible. And so it's refreshing that you have buy-in from the top of the organization who's literally willing to change the base code, the secret sauce of the product itself. That to me is remarkable.
Definitely. Both within Agent Force and even within Slack, we have agents that even internally we've built out to do a lot of the work so that we don't have to save time, but then also making it more accessible. We can ask the agent to answer questions that employees have in regards to our accessibility offerings. Obviously, a human can partake in the conversation and get involved, but even from thinking like, you have a crazy busy work day, you have a lot of meetings that you're going to, and maybe you don't have all the time to answer every single question right away. That's the cool thing about agents. They go in, they answer, any questions that come up. And if there are any additional questions that a person has that the agent didn't answer, then we can get a human involved. So it's definitely evolved, and we're really proud of it.
All right, you're generating interest here, Allie. So give the viewers out there, if they want to get involved with Salesforce on some level, give them some next steps or what they can do.
Um, as far as accessibility at Salesforce?
Yeah, just really trying to get into the organization because, we have a lot of users here, a lot of viewers and listeners that are going to say, wait a minute, I want to be part of Salesforce in some way. I either want to use their product or get involved with the organization. Give us a little bit about that.
I would definitely check out our workforcenavigators.salesforce.com website, as well as our Office of Accessibility website. And I'm happy to forward you.
Yeah, we'll put that URL in the description.
In the Workforce Navigators website, we talk about how you can become Salesforce certified, our program offerings, our training programs, such as BIT, kind of mentorship programs. All of that information is available on the website.
That's a
And then,
great credential to have for anybody, but particularly for a person with a disability, then to be able to go
definitely,
in. And now there's so many more accessibility positions
definitely.
throughout the whole greater technology universe.
Definitely. And then same thing with our Office of Accessibility website. We talk about our offerings, both internal and external. We focus on customer stories and just experiences that people have. So I would definitely check those websites out.
All right, terrific. Well, as we begin to wrap up here, Allie, tell us anything else that we haven't covered that you want to make sure our audience knows about.
Just why all of this matters, right? So disability inclusion and accessibility are fundamental to our belief that businesses can be powerful platforms for social change, and that our higher purpose is working towards equality for all. And just a quick couple stats. So 1.2 billion people worldwide have a disability. This is from Harvard Business Review. 90% of companies claim to prioritize diversity, but only 4% focus on being diversity inclusive, which is crazy. And then we also prioritize just hybrid work, and how and where we work has changed forever. So we're building a culture that empowers everyone to do their best work, no matter if you're working from home or you're working in the office.
That's a great stat you pulled out there, Allie, from that Harvard Business Review article. It really kind of
Yes.
showed the DEI crowd, if you will, that, wait a minute, what are we doing here? And, if you look at the EEOC or you look at any of the state agencies, the number one discriminated group is people with disabilities. And that's not to say that other groups don't have, legitimate concerns or whatever, but you've got 60% of people with disabilities not even in the labor force. We're with you, Allie. You had me at hello.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, at one point in everyone's life, you do have a disability at some point.
We're all in various states of ability, Allie.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, yeah. Thank
all right.
you.
Well, Allie Green, great having you. Thank you so much. Be sure to send us those links. We'll put them in the description, and let your team know that we're supporting Salesforce in their efforts for really being a leader here in accessibility. And we want to make sure we call those out because, we play it down the middle here at Say Visibility. If companies aren't doing a great job, we ask them to do a better job. But when companies are doing a great job, we want to celebrate that.
Thank you so much, David. Really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for your work, and give your team my best too. And so please, if you want to hear more about this topic or, corporate accessibility programs, let us know in the comments. And this was a good episode. Thank you, Allie Green, for joining us. We appreciate you. And thank you all for listening. It's David D'Arcangelo, another episode of Say Visibility. And I hope you have a great day.
For more information about disability employment issues, please visit our website, disabilityemploymentsolutions.com. The Save As Ability podcast is available on Apple Podcast, Spotify, our YouTube channel at Disability Policy Expert, or wherever you stream your podcasts. Subscribe, stream, rate, and review our shows. Your ratings and reviews help our show reach new audiences. Produced by Pod Pro Entertainment. Save As Ability lives within a network of podcasts located at podproentertainment.com. #TheNewRadio. Again, my name is David D'Arcangelo, and I'm your disability policy expert. Until next time, thank you. I hope you have a great day.